What's up, guys? Welcome back, and we are going to continue our story about Daniel Larson.
Thank you, man. Have a nice day.
If you guys can also do like a post or something on social media, and let people know that like my popularity is to a point that you guys are not the only ones who spot me now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On a regular basis, I could be in danger.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get that word out now.
Okay, man, we'll do.
Okay, thank you.
We have had few updates, but while they've been sporadic, they have been convenient. I want to start off by possibly correcting a few things that were covered in the first video that I said. The first thing is there are some conflicting reports, I'll say that, on who the possible abuser was when Daniel was a child. Some people claim that they know that Daniel was the abuser to his mother and father. Here's what I'll say. From what I've seen, it would appear that Daniel was on record removed from his parents' home due to neglect. What does that mean? Neglect is not just that they don't feed him and they don't give him attention, right? That can be what that means, which it seems like he was pretty malnourished and, emotionally unable to be. It doesn't seem like they were able to get him the proper education that he needed. Probably some of the behavioral health stuff that he needed if he is actually diagnosed with things like ADHD and autism and bipolar disorder. Those are conditions that need treatment, right? So if he's not getting that treatment and he's just left to be kind of chaos and he's not being put in a forward trajectory in life, well, if his schools and things like that are calling people like Child Protective Services and they investigate the situation and they see, well, these people are not able to raise this child. He needs more help than these people are able to give them. I don't know. I wasn't there and I don't know his social workers and stuff, but I can tell you, you don't become a person like Daniel Larson because your parents treated you well.
He belonged and what was going to happen.
Rod Witt, the president of Tennyson Center, says the program gives children like Danny great opportunity.
Do they bring some challenges? Absolutely, they do. But, they've got the opportunity to, number one, be safe. Number two, receive some attention that they've, in some cases, never received. And number three, to get help and to be themselves and to really let their own personalities come forth.
But looking at Danny now, you will see a smiling, laughing young boy with the world ahead of him.
This is wonderful today.
Danny and his grandmother have both seen huge improvements.
I learned to, when I'm in school, to do school and never quit, because if you quit, you won't know what to do. And if someone's trying to get you upset, don't let them make you feel bad about yourself. Just be good and make yourself feel happy.
He likes himself now. He feels good about himself. I'm not saying he's a finished job. He's got more work to do, but he's a much different child than he was when he first came here.
Danny now has big dreams and is looking forward to the future.
I like theater. I love to act. I want a storm chase when I get older. Hopefully I'll be on the news one day.
And I stand by most of my comments that I made about why he has an infatuation with Grace Vanderwall. And I also made an inaccurate comment about saying he's getting closer and closer and closer. Not in physical proximity, but him as a homeless man with severe mental health disabilities living on the streets of Boulder, Denver, Colorado, wherever he is infiltrating this woman's life because of the popularity that it's gaining. Now, again, there's been conflicting stories as to whether or not Grace actually has put out an official statement or whether or not some of this has been fake from Reddit. That's the hard thing, guys. When you and I've seen situations that kind of catch fire because Reddit takes it on as its own thing. And when that happens, it's completely unreliable, any information you get, because these Reddit people are very good. And now they have stuff like AI. One of the most recent incidents that Daniel had was they took voice clips from his previous caregiver, Bob, who, if you've followed anything with Daniel Larson, Bob was someone that when he was in that home when he was a child, this Bob guy used to like come and read to him and be friends with him and stuff. Well, he kind of took him on as his official caregiver, sends him money, gives him a place to stay, gets him food, like tries to help reel in some of his bullshit. And they got into a big altercation a couple weeks to a month ago where Bob put hands on him, kicked him out of his car, and said, "I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm done with you treating me like shit. You yell at me all the time. You're so all over the place and you don't listen to me. I'm done with you." And that, of course, caused Daniel to have a huge meltdown, where then he dined and dashed on a few different places. And most recently, he was arrested at the Denver airport after apparently trying to go into a credit union that's in the airport. And when he was asked to leave, he said, "I'm just going to the bank and I'm waiting on the bus."
Hello, everyone. Yes, it is true that I got arrested this past week at the Denver International Airport. Yes, the security guard was harassing me. I was there to go to my bank, and I don't need to have a plane ticket if I'm going to the bank. I was waiting for the bus back to Denver, which was going to take 20 minutes. While I was waiting for the bus, there was a drunk person that called the police on me. When the police showed up, I asked for their supervisor, and they started arguing with me about how they couldn't do it.
I watched the clips. There's body cam footage of it. I don't know, honestly, if Daniel had done anything wrong in that situation. And let me just say this. A lot of people on TikTok especially are going, "Why are you trying to go to bat and defend a pedophile?" I'm not. I'm not at all. I think Daniel Larson is a menace to society. And the reason that I'm giving it the attention I'm giving it is because I think this situation needs attention to get him off the streets. And I'll start by saying this, and I think this is really the only place it can go outside of just talking about small details of the situation that I've since learned. And you're going to see a lot of clips in this episode. I don't really know where I'm going to throw them, but the one common that I want you guys to watch is the surroundings.
Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dogs. Well, Scooby-Doo. Robbie, roll. Hello.
Where'd you get that chocolate-covered hot dog from?
Inside.
They sell chocolate-covered hot dogs here?
They do.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of sandwich is that?
This, oh my god.
Can I show you something?
It's like a meat sandwich. Yeah.
We actually met you once.
These are your we're huge fans.
I actually remember you
Yeah, I
guys.
have a poster of you on the wall.
Do you remember us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
How much more money until you get a motel?
About 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
are you looking for a ride to Denver or what?
I'm actually good.
Oh, okay.
See? Look at that.
Yep.
A while back.
That was like a while back.
It was like a year ago, yeah?
Yeah, like,
Back in day one. Yeah.
yeah.
That was fun.
Do you need anything?
No fun.
Hey! You want to search on the breeding?
Okay, I'm on the phone with
Get
the
out,
fucking
now!
police. You have the warrant for your fucking arrest.
Oh! Holy shit!
Call the
Yeah,
police.
fucking-
Call the police. You're lying. You're fucking liar. Just because I'm fucking famous, bitch.
Look at how many of these fucking kids from CU Boulder or whatever, wherever they go, are paparazziing this guy because them or their boyfriend, it seems like young men are the ones. And again, I know bullies. I know the look in the eye. I know that look when they see someone that they're about to victimize. And nowadays that comes with a phone and a recording and an upload to social media, where one guy who should not even be on the streets is also being promoted to young people in college. Guess what Daniel Larson has a problem with? Young people. He has been called out multiple times for having a Pinterest page where he has posted pictures of young girls, very young. He has followed young girls on social media, like toddlers with tiaras type stars and shit like that. He was recently just trespassed from a place after he was caught allegedly taking videos of young kids. He has admitted on different live streams that he has used photos of young girls to please himself sexually. So this is a bad guy. Okay? Because here's the thing. Mentally unwell or not, mental health challenges or not, I can accept the fact that with certain mental challenges and mental health struggles, you stop maturing mentally at a certain age. So Daniel does do a lot of things that would imply his mental is that of a child. Daniel knows he's not a child. He knows that now. So anything that he now does as an adult, and I also don't want to hear shit from anyone, because this was actually a comment that I got when I said he was like 17 pursuing a 13-year-old. They go, well, that's not illegal. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Imagine you had a 13-year-old sister and she came home with a 17-year-old boyfriend. Or you had a 13-year-old daughter that tried that same thing. And I'm not on double standards here. As a dad, I could not imagine having a 13-year-old son and he comes home with a 17-year-old girl. This is never going to be a, way to go, bud. I'm like, yo, that's a problem. There is zero reason a 17-year-old should want anything to do with a 13-year-old. Two different lives, legal or not, which I still don't even think that would be. That would be a fucking line. We're not going to sit here because, again, the next year he turns 18 and she's still 14. So then it's absolutely the fuck illegal. The problem is you have a known sexual predator who has been caught and exposed by different YouTubers who fake like they're children and have conversations with him to see what he'll do. And he's addressed this. He's confirmed that this happened. And they catch him saying and doing heinous and vile shit to what would be a child, just like they used to do in that show. The problem is these fucking kids, the ones that are following them around and laughing and hitting their vapes while they're recording their fucking videos. Hey, man, you guys are all douchebags. Douchebags. If you know what a Reddit thread is, you're a loser. If you've ever signed into one and participated in it, you're a fucking loser. There are college kids where it is their hobby now to spend days, weeks, months terrorizing people. Again, I have a podcast that used to be one of my favorites, and a Reddit thread almost ruined this guy's life, like to the point where he got so low, like it was unspeakable. Destroyed his channel, did all this stuff, like, because they just didn't like him. He wasn't a bad guy. He's kind of a douche, but he doesn't do criminal shit. He's not out sexually grooming young people. But there's this whole culture now online, and specifically TikTok and Reddit seem to be going hand in hand, where something is fed to a group of people, it gathers a life of its own on Reddit, and then it becomes a part of the real world. And that's where the transition seems to be happening, is people are joining these apps like Reddit and Discord, and then they're watching these people's lives who are seemingly insignificant on TikTok, but then they're giving them a whole multiverse. These people on Reddit are going above and beyond to track Daniel Larson's location and show up to where he is and mess with him and say that they're big fans and they want to take pictures with him. And again, I've seen some of these young men that are going up fucking with him, bringing young girls with them. So not only are you a fucking idiot, but you're putting your young girlfriend, whoever she is, sister, cousin, whoever, in serious danger. You're bringing her around a known sexual predator. All for what? So you can make a YouTube video? Or you can make a TikTok video? Or you can get a whatever the clout is on Reddit? Daniel Larson is a very, very, very sick man. He's a very sick man. And it makes me sick even talking about it, because the fact that anyone would find it okay to join some of these troll campaigns where, again, Daniel Larson at one point told the world, I think it was back in 2020, that he was going to run for president. So there's people all over the place going, Daniel Larson for president, Daniel Larson for president. And they say, like, leave Mr. President alone, all this stuff. It's absolutely sickening. It seems to me, anyway, that what is imminent here is Daniel Larson is going to do something that is going to get him arrested and put away. And there is a comparison to a person who used to be kind of the original version of this. His name was Chris Chan. I don't want to give any notoriety to that, just like I didn't want to give any notoriety to the Joshua Block situation, but I'll say his name now. He's a big fucking TikToker. He's the autistic kid that I was talking about, not King Cobra, and everyone wants me to do a video on Cobra. I might. But let's just be real. King Cobra has a lot of fucking content, and it's a lot to process. It's a lot to digest. And again, when this stuff, guys, is this heavy, where you are dealing with clear psychosis, and you're dealing with things like people that if I ever saw that person, I would want to smash his fucking face in because he has sexual thoughts about young girls. This is a situation where I'm covering a story that's actually happening in real time that the news is not covering, and it's actually affecting people's lives. Like, this is a young guy, he's a young man, who is about to either end up in prison for a very long time.
Businesses are starting to make me pay before I go to the business because of my criminal record. And they are aware of who I am. Long story short, I'm being told by law enforcement and probation, no more excuses, housing, or jail.
Or someone or himself is going to hurt him or kill him. He gets assaulted all the time. People throw him out, put their hands on him, all this stuff. And if they're not doing that, he's hurting himself. And he's doing this in the general public of Boulder/Denver, Colorado. He's affecting families. He's affecting businesses. He's affecting the way that the society around there works. Why? If it weren't for these little groups of these bullies, and I know I sound like an old ass man being like, you fucking bullies, stop bullying him. But it's like, that's exactly what you're doing. And I hope you understand how pathetic every one of you are that's ever showed up to mess with this man. Because other than that, he would be a homeless guy on the streets of Boulder. And I'm not going to say what his grand delusions would or would not be, but I can promise you, if no one was coming up paying him to take pictures with him, which again, why do you want that picture? You want your picture with I can't call him a pedophile because I don't know if he's ever done anything. And I don't know what classifies someone being a pedophile and having fucking sexual predator type thoughts and grooming people. Like, again, I don't know where the line is there, but he's a fucking pedophile in my eyes. If you have sexual thoughts about a child, fuck you. You deserve to die. But again, as a father and as a member of society, I understand the anger. I understand the outrage of like, if I knew that there was a person walking around my local community with these, do you think I would ever walk into an establishment that he was in or around or sitting outside of? Fuck no. No. And people say, well, this is all high and mighty of you to have these conversations about his life, but you're just doing it for clicks. I'm not doing it for clicks. I have reached out to Daniel personally via TikTok and in his comment section. You could probably still see it. I think he's made his stuff private, but I've told him as clearly as any other comment reads on there, Daniel, these people are fucking with you. Get help. Find a place where you can get support and go get help. That's not helping him. I would never send him money. I would never meet up with him and have a chat. But there is so much going in one direction, pushing him further and making him more of a danger. And everyone keeps asking in the comment section, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Outweigh the noise. Put comments about reality. Daniel, what you're doing is wrong. Daniel, don't do these things. Daniel, put the phone away. Stop talking to these people. Stop engaging with them. And here's where it gets difficult, because people also go, well, see, he clearly knows what he's doing. Here's the thing with delusion and psychosis and stuff. You may be relatively in your faculties in one moment. The very next moment, or because you're triggered by something, you can be in the complete delusion of psychosis again. And now you're not talking to the same person you were just talking to. Again, is this to excuse anything Daniel Larson has done, is doing, or will do in the future? No. This is a public service call begging people to stop encouraging this man. You're not funny. You're not cute. It's not fucking silly, and it's not a funny little fucking game to go and treat this man as if he's someone who is worthy of notoriety and fame, just because when you go to your next frat party, you can go, oh, look, I saw Daniel Larson. Yeah, man, you hung out with a child predator. Real fucking cool. I hope when you graduate, CU Boulder, or wherever the fuck you guys go, and you try to get your job that your dad probably set up for you as a lawyer, an accountant, or fucking whatever, I hope that picture surfaces in 5 years. When your HR department is like, oh, yeah, let me look into fucking Brad. Oh, hey, Brad, what's this? You and your boys sitting there with a vape in your mouth with a known, famous Colorado child predator. Want to explain that one to me? Oh, it was funny for Snapchat? You fucking dorks. All dressed the exact same? Hey, find some originality, can we? You guys want to fuck with people? Come on. Come on. The best thing you guys have had in my comment section is that my ears stick out because of my hat. I got big ears, dude. I don't hang out with child predators. I'm not following a grown man around to take his picture. I'm not stalking a homeless man. And I don't spend my entire day trying to figure out his location and how to fuck with him and create fake accounts to create myself as a security agent or a record label executive. For what? So you can tease and bully a very mentally ill child predator. Currently, it seems like Daniel is in a bit of a conundrum where he was told by his probation officer that he has to find housing by April of this year or he's going to go to jail. Could be a thing. I don't know. To my knowledge, he is on 6 months probation or 9 months probation for trespassing. I guess the court could mandate that you have to find some kind of housing. I mean, they can't They can't make you have money that you don't have to afford a place that you can't afford. But I mean, I guess they could say you have to get in some sort of like disability housing, and that could be the court's attempt to get him off the streets. I don't know. Again, some of it is public record. Like when he got arrested, these dummies on Reddit had his booking log and when he bonded out the second he had it. Like this is insane what people are doing. And here's the thing. If you guys are going to go up and approach this man, first off, don't ever give him money. Why? Why support him? Why support helping him enable this behavior at all? Don't do that. And if you feel so inclined, almost as if you're on some kind of missionary act or something, talk to him. Hey, man, just so you know, all these people that are claiming to be all this, it's nothing. You're not getting a record deal. Go and find a place to stay. Go and get help for some of this stuff. And then, you want to work on your career, Daniel? Fine, work on it. Put music out, however you can find a way to do that. But like, how are you recording music, dog? Where are you recording music? I record a podcast, and I can tell you this shit takes money. So if you're asking for a hotel room on the same night that you're saying that you just signed for your new record label, again, we're talking about delusions and fast switches. One video is, this person just gave me $100. Next video is, I have to sleep on the street tonight. And then the next video is about how he's going to rule the world and he's going to be the president and Grace is reaching back out to him again. I ask that we be better as not just a society of human beings, but as a society of people that engage with other people online. I ask that when it's the same thing as the rule in real life. If you see something wrong, say something. So much, it's easy, and we're getting to be real cowards about this in real life, where we see something wrong happening in life and we go, oh, that's not my problem. We just walk away. We're not a community anymore. We don't take care of each other. We don't look out for one another, even though that may not be a relative of yours. That's somebody's relative. And if somebody's sticking somebody up or screaming in some woman's face, like, you're not going to go up and say nothing about that? Most of you won't. And on TikTok, you're damn sure not. You're just, oh, that's uncomfortable. Swipe to the next funny thing. But we've all seen it. These mentally ill fucking people that are live for hours at a time just because they want someone to talk to. Let's be better. Let's be better. I'm contemplating, you guys let me know, touching on or covering the Joshua Block situation as Daniels continues to unfold until he ends up incarcerated. And I will also consider doing the King Cobra thing. Again, there's so much content on him. He's like live streamed for days at a time, for years at a time, and that's a whole different scenario. If you don't know who King Cobra is, he's a mentally ill. I don't know his diagnosis, but he's just not all there. And he sits in front of a blurry, kind of old school webcam, and he sits and talks and rambles and says very inappropriate and hateful things. He dresses like an asshole. He thinks he's some kind of like hard rock, heavy metal dude. Of course, he thinks he's putting music out too. And people like send him crazy shit. So they'll send him a Subway sandwich that's just all the sauces. There's no protein or lettuce or anything like that. It's just all the sauces. Or they'll send him like just shit that most people won't eat. And he does it because it's a challenge. They send him like the cheapest alcohol in the world. And now he's got like a severe drinking problem where he just sits in like, he'll like chug a whole thing of vodka and then chug like 2 monsters and then he'll do a whip it off camera. And then it's crazy. It's just crazy, the shit that people are happening or allowing to happen online. And again, these social media platforms, you're letting these people stream for this long and you guys have no idea about this to cut this shit off. Now, again, I think King Cobra actually follows a lot of the YouTube guidelines where, like, when he does whippets, he goes off camera and he comes back and he's all fucked up. And it's like, wow. Joshua Block is a little different situation. He's an adult man with severe autism who drinks like a fish all day, every day, and he gives guided tours around New York. But he's kind of a dickhead and he's just not a good dude. He says a lot of terrible shit. He treats people terribly, and he's very entitled and thinks he's something special because of his TikTok following. Wears a stupid captain's hat. Like, it's chaos. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.